What's up, guys? It's your boy Dev, and today I'm gonna answer a question that I swear like 10 of my family members asked me after I left my $60,000 a year job, or my corporate job, you could say. So everybody's question, like everybody's biggest question, Devin, how did you do it? Like how did you leave? You know what I mean? What did you do? Did you just walk out? And everybody knew I didn't walk out. I'm not that type of dude, y'all. I could never work in a place and then just throw my fingers up. Goodbye, guys. And this is a deuces sign. This is not the fingers, so please relax. But I could never do that. Like, I'm just not that type of dude. So what did I do and how did I do it? Like, how did I escape? You know, how did I put in my 2 weeks or whatever I did? So I decided that it would be best for me to sit down with my direct manager and tell him, what my plans were and how I planned on, carrying my life after I left the company that I was with. So I set up a meeting with him and we met at the end of a workday on a Monday. And I basically told him like, hey, this experience has been great. I have learned a ton here and I thank you guys for everything you guys have done for me. But I'm going to be taking my skills, my talents, and I'm going to be pursuing another opportunity. And that was on a Monday and we basically talked, and of course, he was very upset that, I was leaving because, I've done a lot for the district that I work in. And, at the time that I started in my role, our district was putting up negative numbers. And with the help of me, as well as a couple other sales reps, we took our district from upside down to now making a lot of money. So, of course, it was sad that, one of the team members that helped turn things around was, choosing to leave. But did that on a Monday, and my manager and I agreed. I put in my 2 weeks, as you could say. So I wrote out a nice letter just thanking them and letting them know that I was pursuing something else. So I wrote out a 2-week letter, and we agreed that it didn't really make sense, since my job as an outside sales rep is to set appointments with customers that I'm going to be working with. It didn't really make sense for me to continue on for another 2 weeks if I wasn't going to be continuing in my role. So we decided that at the end of that week, that Friday of that same week would be my last day. Now, the day after, I did have to call like 5 other bosses and kind of explain to them what I planned on doing. And it's funny because I haven't even told you guys what I plan on doing yet, but I got some things in the works and you guys will find out very, very, very soon. Probably in the next couple videos. But told them what I was planning on doing, and they basically, of course, all kind of had the same response, like, Devin, you have done great for us. Devin, we're so happy that you came and worked for us. We're sad to see you go. Every one of them asked me if there was anything they could do to make me stay. But, kind of like I mentioned in the first 2 videos of this series, it just had gotten to a point where I knew it was time for me to make a change in my life. My heart was feeling a change, and my heart wasn't fully in to what I was doing anymore. So there was nothing they could do to really keep me. They could have thrown any form of money at me. But from this experience, I really learned that money doesn't make me happy. Money does motivate me to a certain extent, but what I realized is that if I'm doing something that I don't enjoy doing, money doesn't really motivate me because I don't really want to do it. So everybody was super cool about the process though. I did not walk out. I put in my 2 weeks notice. My manager did end up letting me go at the end of that week, so I really only worked a week. But it was super smooth. Everybody had nothing but great things to say about me, and that's really one of the reasons I'm making this video. You never know when you are gonna need somebody from your past. The new career that I'm gonna be pursuing, I'm actually gonna be working basically off of referrals. So if I would have burnt the bridge by leaving harshly at that last job, I would have missed out on so many opportunities that I may be able to pursue in the future by going to ask for them to use me for future things that I'll be telling you guys about soon in the future. So I left on a great note. And one more thing that I did that really stood out, and I'll tell you this before I forget. My manager's last words were, he was walking out the day that I was walking out, and he told my coworker, I had a coworker, and he told my coworker that, Devin's leaving was one of the most professional that he's ever seen. And one of the things that I did when I left that stood out, I typed up basically a formatted document, basically explaining to the person who was getting my role after me, so all the applicants that were pursuing the new role, things that they could expect in the role. to set expectations so that when they're going into the interview process, they're prepared for, you know, what they're going to be asked and prepared for what that role actually consists of. And then like a blueprint of how they can get going in the role and succeed in the role. I made that to make my boss's job easier so that, you know, he'll have an easier time training the new individual that takes over my role. And I also made that because, you know, it was the right thing to do, guys. Like, I mean, here I am. I got an awesome opportunity from the company that I worked with, and I was leaving for personal reasons, but by no means was I trying to do anybody dirty. By no means was I trying to disrespect anybody, and by no means was I trying to leave anybody hanging. So I wanted to make sure I did my part and provided something for the person that was going to be succeeding me in my role, and to help the company out and to help out that individual that's going to be taking my spot. So guys, that is how I left. I put in my 2 weeks. My boss ended up letting me go at the end of that first week. But you know, they took care of me, guys. They had nothing but great things to say, and they all said the same thing. If I ever needed an opportunity in the future, I could come to any of them and they'd all look out for me. So if you are in a similar situation and you have to leave a job, or you got to leave a group that you're in, or whatever the case, do it the right way, guys. Like, don't burn bridges. Do it the respectful way, and you know, everything will be all good, guys. Like, everything is all good. I've been gone now this is going on my 3rd week, and y'all, God is just good, y'all. Like, things are bright, everything's cool, and no bridges were burnt. Like, everything's cool. So do it the right way if you're in a similar situation. Like this video if you can. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Share this video with someone who might be going through a similar situation. You know, a lot of people dealing with this kind of stuff, y'all. Like they say, 70% of people are unhappy with what they do every day. So you know somebody, like I said in the last video, your mom, your grandma, whoever, I don't know. But share it if you can, and stay tuned for the next one. Appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see y'all next video. Peace.